promised Tyler I wouldn't talk about Kiss or Ottomans.
How about a little piss?
Rick Arena right now. No.
Do you still shit your bed or do you wear diapers now?
I don't wear diapers. I outgrew.
Way too tight of a game.
You outgrew that? When was the last time that might have happened?
When I was 10 years old. You know, bedwetting is common in young children.
What's a good message to teach a kid not to bedwet?
If I had a kid and they were bedwetting, I would just buy them good ones. They're like diapers for kids that are potty trained. They wear them at night so that they don't wet the bed.
Big man blast, 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 big.
And what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Another episode, Sundays with the Sprinkles. Very apropos that you use that intro, by the way, Brandon.
I forgot how much of a cinematic masterpiece that intro was. Like,
I fucking hate it every time you use that one.
I mean, the cinema aspect is, as a video guy, you got to respect that. You got to respect the art.
I don't think you got to. And excuse me, I am currently walking to go grab some Starbucks. We got some stuff going on today. Calling my first volleyball game. Little D1 college action, no big deal.
No biggie.
Brandon, I was talking to you about calling volleyball. What are some tips you have for me? Some tips, tricks of the trade. What are we thinking?
Man, the vocab, it's got to be deep because it's the same thing over and over again.
Okay.
So you gotta have a good rotation of phrases and descriptions. And then on TV, I feel like it's a little bit easier. Well, I don't know, give and take. It's easier because you don't have to describe exactly what's happening, but you get a lot of value just identifying who the players are. That I think, and that's always my entry level advice to anything is you always sound better just when you can name the players.
Right.
That's half of the battle. So, I mean, as long as you got that in the bag, it'll be pretty easy. Radio also gets easier because nobody can tell when you're not 100% accurate or when you're not 100% in sync. So if you need to take a second to catch up, you can. But I don't know. Volleyball's fun. I hope to do more next year.
Yeah, I mean, I just love the electricity of volleyball. And I know I'm going to be fucking juiced when the game starts today, too. Especially about the gym, getting that fucking atmosphere. It's going to be rowdy.
Volleyball's a lot of fun.
Yeah. It's going to be great. But you know what's even more fun? Beating the piss out of your fucking blood rival on national television in the Sweet 16 to advance to your first Elite Eight in God knows how long. That's fun.
1987.
1987. And Nebraska's been to how many Elite Eights?
None.
Because they won their first tournament game win?
I don't know, some time ago.
I think it was last week ago. I think it was just last week ago.
Too tough to say. We're all about the future. We don't live in the past.
Of course not. Yeah, of course not. Of course not. Yeah, but so the whole 4 people on the court thing, that was news to me. And for people who don't know, apparently the inbound pass when Iowa was up to Nebraska only had 4 people on the court. It was about with 58 seconds left. So throw, cross court pass, get the layup, get the and one, and basically that sealed Nebraska's fate. What were your thoughts on the whole 4-man on the court thing?
I was losing my mind. Well, because first of all, I'm like, how does he get that wide open? Like, there's certain levels of priority with that kind of play. First of all, don't let them fucking score in a half a second. Have some type of safety back there. Do something. And then you go into your plan. Oh, well, we try to force turnover, then we try to get a foul, blah, 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 blah. Whatever, dude. Just, you never had a chance to do anything. The guy was just wide open. So that was a disaster. And then when they pointed out that they only had 4 people on the court, I was like, of course. Of course they only had 4 players on the court. By the way, I don't know. You've also gotten to see a lot of basketball in your days at a bunch of different levels. I've never seen that happen at any level in any situation. High school, JV, college, pros, never seen a team try to field 4 players out onto the floor. This is unbelievable.
And the Hoiberg sitting there is like, yeah, should have been against the rules. They should have never whistled it in. It's like, I don't know, man. I think you just got to get your 5 guys on the court.
Yeah, like I heard somebody on one of the ESPN shows talk about like it is by the rule of the law the officials' responsibility to make sure that they have 5 players on each team, which I think is mostly just to protect for teams having more than 5.
Right. So,
But like at the same time, like it's fresh out of a timeout.
yeah.
Like you can't figure out what a disaster. Yeah, the only thing, the only that would only happen to Nebraska against Iowa in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, and the fact that it was Iowa too, and I just know, I know for a fact because there's a reason why it's just us on this podcast right here is because you're the only man enough to face the music. I just love these random spurts where I choose just to care about Iowa, and it always ends up working out in my favor. And you guys that sit there bleed Nebraska red, just like you basically just get shit on by me every single time. It's so, it's beautiful.
It looks like a lot of fun. I hope in my next life I'm reincarnated as an Oscar Peter. What a life that is.
Dude, it's not much, but it's honest work. Like you don't really have to do too much. It's like it kind of just works out sometimes. That's the beauty of it.
Like I'm trying not to sulk in the moment because objectively this is the best season Nebraska's ever had. Objectively, we had some super sick moments. Beating Vandy at the last second, Braden Frager with 2.2 seconds left. That rocks. But yet it feels like none of it matters because it was Iowa who ended our season. And by the way, Iowa now gets to have their best season of my lifetime in front of my eyes, on my head.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
like, if it's literally anybody but Iowa, you're happy with a Sweet 16 bid. Like, you know what I mean? You're just happy with a Sweet 16 bid.
If that fucker doesn't hit that corner 3 against Florida, and Florida, it's the exact same game, the same 4v5 bullshit. I'm marching down the streets like it's a parade by the conclusion of this season. This is outstanding. What a year. Boy, I wish we would have caught in Florida. That would have been cool. The Elite Eight would have been super sick. But my God, we made it to the second weekend. I mean,
what always be able to say Florida's never beaten you with 5 guys on the court. That's what you always get to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. I had that.
Even if you only had 4, yeah, you would have that in your pocket. Like, well, Florida can't beat us with 5. They can only beat us with 4, you know. But now it's just Iowa. It's like we have beaten you with 5. Now we've beaten you with 4, and the 4 just looks really embarrassing.
Yeah, so it's all bad. So it feels. I'm curious how it'll feel like a year from now or going into next basketball season, because like I know like the historians will view this as a historically amazing season as for Nebraska, but I don't know if I'll ever be able to feel positively about this season.
I'm gonna walk into Starbucks and grab this coffee. While I do, I want to hear your breakdown of the tournament so far. The Elite Eight matchups are set. Games to go to the Final Four begin tonight. What do you think? Who do you see in the Final Four?
Great question. Basketball is dead to me, so I do have other topics to go on in on. The Bachelorettes, Frankie Paul, whatever her name is. No more of that. No more The Bachelorette, which is a crazy thing when you just think about how much money they invest into that franchise. I mean, that's their cash cow. It's college football. It's The Bachelor, The Bachelorette. And that's it. That's all that ABC has. And she is such a mean person that they're like, no, we would rather eat this $30 million in lost revenue and wasted funds. Because also something to mention, the show was ready. The show was about to hit the airwaves. It's not like they announced that it was her, figured out that she was a shitty person, and then decided to roll back. No. First of all, they knew. And then all of a sudden this video comes out like Ray Rice, and they're like, okay, maybe this is a bigger deal than we let on. So that's my hot take. That's what I'm thinking about these days. That and Ready or Not.
That and Ready or Not, dude. Ready or Not is the new update. I really like all the additions. They made the new update. The boys got on last week. Energy was a little low, I'll admit, and I'll take the blame for that. The energy was a little low. We couldn't get things going. You guys got to figure it out though.
Yeah, oddly enough, well, the thing is I don't know if the energy was bad because the energy was much lower after you and Brandon left. Like we were just so quiet. We're just like, okay, we We stuck together the entire time. Went up I would flank the right side of I think we went up the parking lot. They would attack through the middle. We'd meet at the arcade. We'd go through the arcade, and then just kind of work our way back around. So it worked out. And then we did do the bank mission on standard. And the first thing I did was shoot a civilian in the head. So that kind of turned into sauce pretty easy. Because then I was like, okay, well, if one civilian's dead, might as well get them all.
Yeah. It's fucking just let the chopper sing. No, thank you.
That's right.
The bank one's fun. I like it because the breach in the open area is terrifying, right? And
Yeah.
then you have to go up and clear the second floor, which is also equally as terrifying because there's a lot of hidden corners. And then you get down to that bank vault, and my God, that place is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, so I'm hyped for that one.
I don't know if you've ever been down there. The City Hall one, though, might be the hardest mission I've ever played in my life.
That's right here, which is terrifying because we spent literal weeks trying to get through the hospital, which wasn't even considered the hardest of the basic pack.
No, honestly, I'd say so. You know the post office one. I can't remember what that one's called.
Oh boy,
It's like,
I know exactly.
Yeah, it's like you're sitting there trying to clear it out. There's all those tight corners and everything.
Yeah,
in that warehouse, whatever it is. That one's still hard. That one's still the hardest mission in the game. So it's nowhere near that level. But it is interesting how the enemy will flank you and like set up traps and like ambush you throughout the City Hall level. So you
that's
have to be
crazy.
really extra careful.
I'm hyped. I'm ready. I'm locked and loaded.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I have some news. Might not be there tonight, but we'll see.
That oddly enough, we might be able to get more people in without you there.
Actually, you're probably right.
There's probably a handful of people that I would not join if you were there.
Yeah,
I'd be happy to have you, but
yeah, again, Tyler has not spoken to me since Iowa beat Nebraska. It's nice to have your family members that love you unconditionally, no matter what, and will never turn their back on you. So no matter what,
I tell my wife there are conditions all the time. There's always conditions.
Yeah. I mean, no, it was 100% right. I mean, Iowa versus Nebraska in the Sweet 16, like you could not have written a better storyline in your life, at least in my brain, at least for my brain.
It's. I could not believe that the entire sports world wasn't just shitting their pants about it.
Well, do you want to hear about my incredible Thursday of a sports day? Like it was honestly just one of the top 5 days in my existence, I want to say.
Walk me through it.
So usually I take off the first day of the tournament. That would have been last Thursday. Unfortunately, with too many people out of the office, wasn't able to take that day off. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll take the following Thursday off. Forgot it was opening day. Big plus. Okay, nice. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go hit my buddy up, see if he wants to play some fucking golf, midweek golf. We do that. It's the nicest fucking 80-degree day that we've had in a span of like 50, 60-degree days. So that was another plus. Sitting there playing golf, ripping beers. I'm watching the Mets game in the golf cart when it starts. Mets go down 2-0 after 2 batters. I declare the season over immediately. Then, bottom of the first inning, Mets rattle off 5 runs, chase Paul Skeens out of the game. I'm pretty sure Livy Dunn and Paul Skeens are breaking up because of that, because I don't know why she would want to date she's too fine to date a stinky pitcher like that. And, the Mets season's back, so we're great. We're chilling. Still drinking, still having a great time at the golf course. Life is good. Life is great, my friend. Then, go to the bar, get ready to go to fucking war. Iowa, Nebraska. My buddy drank too much. He had to go home. He's old. I get it, whatever. So I'm sitting there fighting this battle by myself. Willing Iowa to a victory, by the way. So if you notice that fourth man on them only on 4 on the court, that might have been because of me, because I just had them rattled. You know what I mean?
So a couple of quick follow-ups. One, what was the vibe in the bar like? Was it a big deal?
No. I was the only one really paying attention to Iowa, Nebraska.
Okay.
But because of who I am, I made sure that everybody was paying attention. You know what I mean? Like I made it everyone's problem.
Everyone's problem.
You're either with me or you're against me. Another follow-up?
No, that was it.
Okay, so we do that. Fucking they win. Now I'm just so I've been drinking all day to this point. Now I'm just ripping shots. And I don't want to tell tales out of school. I don't want to get a little too graphic anyway area at all. Go to another bar, have a great time. Wind up at a strip club later that night. Great time. And then, I'm back at home. I'm back in bed, sleeping in my bed, fully clothed. I wake up at 11 a.m. wondering what the fuck happened. It's like I didn't know where I was. Great night. Then I go to work the next day, and I should have called out because I did not want to be there, and that's it. That's pretty much my story.
That rocks, unfortunately.
Yeah, like it was just one of those all-time sports days. Like you don't want to, it's like, what do you? I don't like my basketball team has never been to the Elite Eight before in my lifetime anyway, so I didn't know how to act. I'd say I'd do that again. I'd say that'd be a worthy day of doing it all again.
Yeah, that was that's fair game.
I will say Ben McCollum. I don't know how you feel about him. I want your unbridled take on Ben McCollum, the Iowa basketball head coach.
Well, so we have a morning radio show, Party Line in the mornings, and I go on every Friday to talk about sports. And unfortunately, I had to talk about this game. And I said, there's plenty of fingers to blame for Nebraska losing, but the number one is Ben McCollum. He's a fucking freak, and we knew he was going to be a problem coming to Iowa. Just kind of hoped it wouldn't be on Nebraska's head in the second weekend of the tournament. Didn't know that disastrous scenario was even possible, but he's a freak. He adjusted unbelievably well throughout the entire game, and just like every fucking Iowa team, like there's no panic ever. It's like they go into the locker room and be like, "Hey guys, I know we're losing. I know we've been losing the entire game. I know we just lost them by double digits a couple of weeks ago, but like, just they're gonna fuck it up. They're going to fuck it up. They're going to find a comical way that nobody's ever seen before to fumble this game, and we'll be there to scoop it up. So we'll be fine."
Yeah, it's so funny you say that too, because I didn't know. Obviously, everyone's learning a lot more about his, Ben McCollum's, resume as, natural stage is brighter. Drake last year took him to went on a championship run, took him deep into the tournament. Northwest Missouri State took him deep into the tournament. So the guy's a winner. Guy wins everywhere. How do you feel about the Cignetti comparisons? Too soon?
I hadn't heard it. I mean,
the McAfee show made the Cignetti comparisons.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm digesting it. I will say, like, from the jump, I knew this was going to be a problem. Like when it was clear that he was going to leave Drake. And by the way, I knew some people at Drake, and I was texting him like, "Hey, please, God, do whatever you can." I don't know if you have any alumni connections or any, students union. Like if you have any, like whatever you got to do, keep this guy around, because if he goes to Iowa, it's going to be a problem. The Cignetti, yeah, I mean that's, I guess that's probably as fair of a comp as you could ever get to Cignetti. Like you get this guy who dominated Division II, and then just goes to this absolute dog shit fucking program that's never won anything in basketball, and then immediately they become relevant. If they do win it, here's the thing: if they win a championship here, if they win a championship ever in an actual sport, I'm gonna just pretend that sport never doesn't exist. Basketball will not exist to me anymore, or it would not be. Would not be on my radar. I would give up the Denver Nuggets. I would give up Nebraska ball just to not have to acknowledge that they won anything of significance. But yeah, I think that's a fair, because anybody else compared to Coach Cignetti is a crazy comparison, and so out of this world Looney Tunes. This one feels as close to in the same universe as you could possibly get.
Well, also hasn't won anything yet, but he's done a good job of bringing his players along with him. And, you talk about, the lack of a Cinderella team. There's a lot of high majors in. Iowa's the closest thing you're ever going to get to a Cinderella team. In this tournament, but they're the true definition, because they're all D2 guys that, played at Drake last year, transferred in and out. They're some super unsung guys, well-disciplined, but playing veterans. they are this year's Cinderella team, whether you like it or not. And I mean, now we play Illinois tonight, and we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not too happy with the panic going on about Cinderellas because one, I think Cinderellas are going to look a little bit different. Like there's a couple of layers to it because one, we're going to get teams like Iowa who gets a coach in from a lower level. They bring their players, they ball out, and you're going to get that from other teams as well. Even when they don't bring in a coach, that's just where you find talent. But also the thing with this year specifically is that there were a handful of teams that you kind of felt like could be a Cinderella team, but they didn't win their conference. So they lost in the conference tournament. So they don't make the tournament at all. So then we're stuck with the second or third best teams in these lower division conferences. So it feels more like an anomaly than a precedent for a future trend. But in that event, I did just check my March Madness pool this morning, and I have mathematically been eliminated already. So I didn't think that was possible. Still have all final four teams available, but I guess that doesn't mean dick. So whatever.
Dude, I have a friend. Shout out Margaret. She had Iowa going to the Final Four in her bracket, which kudos to fucking her.
What a
I can't
freak.
believe that. I didn't even have to make it to the Sweet 16. So yeah, she currently has all four of her Final Four teams still in. I think it was Iowa, Duke, Arizona, and Michigan. So I don't know how the fuck she got Iowa in there, but hey, shout out to her.
Yeah, I had Illinois beating Florida in the Elite Eight.
I did too, actually. So yeah, no, it's exciting stuff. But I think you hit the nail on the head with as far as Cinderellas, but I think you just went a little step too further. I think to the casual basketball fan, there's not going to be any quote unquote Cinderellas. There's going to be no high points. Like, they're going to be very few and far between anymore. But the teams like Iowa, like it's the blueprint, like you said. It's the coaches coming up from nowhere, bringing their players with them. That's basically the same thing in my mind. You know what I mean? Because they're guys that would have normally never been on D1 squads. Being recruited out of high school. You know what I mean? So there's these smaller teams like an Iowa or like I'm trying to find another comp off the top of my head, but you know what I mean, right? Like
well, I mean, even looking at Nebraska, like that was such a cool story throughout the tournament. And like, yes, there's no like 14 seed in the second weekend, whatever, but there's still great stories to be found. And also the thing with Cinderella is that what's cool about them is that you don't know when they're coming. So yeah, there are going to be years where there aren't any, but then that's just going to make next year so much better when there's a 13 seed in the Elite Eight.
Oh yeah, dude, everyone's going to be doing chalking their brackets next year, and then we're going to have 14 seeds in the Elite Eight. It's going to be crazy.
I mean, I chalked my bracket this year, and it didn't help me at all.
Well, you know what your problem was? You didn't have Iowa being Florida. Like everyone knew.
I guess so. That
was your first mistake.
No, I don't know how my brackets are so bad. How am I mathematically eliminated before the Elite Eight starts? I have 6 Elite Eight teams. I have 4 Final Four teams. Whatever, dude. All right. Just my annual donation to the Doyle Foundation.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I did try to FaceTime that fucking baby of his.
That was crazy. That is bad behavior.
I don't know what a loser family is born into, but alas, too scared to answer the phone. That's fucking funny. Yes, it was great too because I was barely watching the Florida game. I was playing video games, watching it on the side, and I saw Iowa was down 5 with like 3 minutes left at some point. I was like, this game's over. They're gonna start pulling away. No, like you said, just don't pull away, stay in it, and then you hit that fucking clutch 3. What balls on that fucking shot, by the way.
He did make the shot.
What a tournament so far. A lot of fun. What else is going on in the sports world? What we missed?
Oh boy. Jalen Wallen with the Broncos.
Yes, dude, yes. That's actually huge. I think that's going to be great for us. We've been needing just a great route runner, somebody who gets separation in a phone booth, and I think he's one of those guys.
And we've never drafted anybody who they said could do that. So this is going to be great. There's never been a single wide receiver that you look to their strengths and you think route running and separation.
Which is like, I wonder, like, is Marvin Mims just a punt returner now? Like, he has to be, right? Like, that's it.
No, he's going to continue to be the most underutilized player, and this time next year, Sean Payton's going to keep talking about how we got to get Marvin more involved. Like, that's just his role. It's
I
just
think at some point you got to make your own opportunities, and it doesn't seem like he is. Or am I crazy? Like, you know, if you're gonna be good, just be good. Like, do you need someone to fucking tell you to be good?
Yeah. I don't know how to. I really don't know how to read anybody else in that wide receiver room, because it feels like a slanted scale. Because like I think like Troy Franklin and Cortland Sutton are still very good, but also am I just saying that because all that I've really watched are Broncos wide receivers for the last 5 years?
Very good point. Very good point. Can you hear me, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, Cortland Sutton, you know he's going to let you down at some point. Pencil that in. Big drop, big game. That's going to happen. What's his face? Pat Bryant. I'm curious to see what Jalen Waddle's addition does to his development. I hope it doesn't hurt it. I hope he still gets the same opportunities. Very, very excited to have
Very excited to have what? I can't hear you.
coordinator.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
I heard coordinator.
Offensive coordinator, Broncos. There's no fucking way. How can you not hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, who's the Broncos offensive coordinator?
Davis Webb.
Davis Webb. Thank you. Very excited to have him call the plays, see what happens next.
Does it worry you at all that if Davis Webb goes out there and the Broncos offense turns up to an elite level, that we'll have to deal with a Tyler Sprinkle victory lap?
No, because then he'll just be another team's head coach, almost as fat, like before Tyler can take the victory lap. So, egg on his face, to be honest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give me 30 seconds. I'm gonna hop into my laptop.
All right. Gives me the opportunity to go into another thing that I've been recently passionate about, and that is going to an Asian buffet by yourself during the middle of the week. I did that for the first time yesterday, and it was a very elite experience. I mean, it was $16. I showed up right before noon, so the food was fresh. Got some sesame chicken. I got some egg drop soup. Even got some tiramisu on the way out. They had a sushi section. I stayed away from the sushi section. I didn't want to roll the dice that much. Everything was going so well right now. I thought I would just take my win. But I got there. The food was fresh. The environment was still pretty slow. Just a couple of elderly folks enjoying their lunch. And then by the time I left, it was very busy. So maybe I just got lucky at the right time, but I mean, what an elite experience. Go in, pop in the AirPods, watch some YouTube videos, eat some sesame chicken, some egg drop soup, some tiramisu on the way out, and then just not have to worry. I mean, just what a worry-free environment. You know, you want something else? Okay, great. You don't like what you got? Go get something else. Just an elite vibe all around. It's by far the fattest thing I've ever done. I felt like my most morbidly obese self, but as far as vibe and energy goes, the amount of joy that it brought me was well worth the internal shame. Welcome back, Brett.
I mean, first and foremost, yeah, what an incredibly psychotic move to start. But the way you describe it, like I was like nodding my head. It's like, you know, like you're Draymond Green and I'm Kevin Durant. You know that meme where you're just fucking poking my chest, hyping me up. That's what it was like with you talking about midday Chinese buffet action you went on. And you know what? Kudos to you, man. You know, really just fucking letting your freak flag fly. Really.
I mean, it was worth it. We got some eternal voices. We got to work through the demons in here. But I mean, what an elite experience. I would recommend it. any.
Well, it's just like it's the new, instead of like debriefing from Ready or Not with just like a warm cup of coffee, like SpongeBob, you're just doing it with a plate of sesame chicken in front of you.
That's right.
Oh, that's awesome. Fuck yeah, no, that rocks. I'm more than that rocks. Good for you. Especially in the middle of like Hastings, Nebraska, too.
Yeah, the selection wasn't elite. I feel like I got to get to a higher end one at some point. Well, and by the way, the best Chinese food I've ever had was in Washington, Iowa. Population 8,200 people.
Best sushi I ever had was just outside of Iowa City.
Yeah, I mean you'd be surprised about where you can get some fire food.
Oh yeah.
In fact, I was thinking about that place yesterday because the egg drop soup wasn't very good yesterday, but place in Washington had elite egg drop soup.
I'm a little disappointed you didn't try the sushi though. You gotta try at least one, man.
Yeah. I just, you know what, we're running the ball well. We're getting chunks on first down. Let's not put the ball in harm's way.
Okay. You don't want to get too cute with it. Stick to the formula.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. Now that we got some film out there, we'll have to throw in some wrinkles. But
basically the Mike Zimmerman of Chinese buffet moves.
That's right.
Stick with what works. Don't get too cute with it.
Yep.
And if we go 8-8 at the end of the season, hey, it was we won 8 games.
Yep. We'll adjust the game plan moving forward now that we know what to expect. But thought if nothing else, we got to exit this place with the W.
I like that. Yeah, Jalen Waddle, the Broncos. What else is going on? I know there's some huge sports stories we missed. I mean, it's been a while. We've been very far and few between. You know what it is with this show right now, and I'm okay talking about this right now live. Is love this show. I love doing this show so fucking much. It's a lot of fun. Love talking to you. Love hanging out with you. This is actually the only one-on-one time where we get to do and truly talk ball. It's just more of like there's so much other shit going on. I know you feel the exact same way, that it's tough to get up on set. Like Saturdays are really the only days I can do anything. And I know you have an entire fucking family that you have to take care of on top of all your work schedule. Yeah, it's just sometimes it's tough to kind of put that in perspective when it gets time to, when it becomes time to like plan to record this show. And then when we get here, it's fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Once we're here.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's just like this is another sports story. I am the head coach for my company softball team this summer.
Whoa, it's some big shoes to fill.
Oh, dude, I've already I thought this is one of the funnier things I've ever said personally, but some girl asked me, I've been hot on the recruiting trail. I figured out that I would have been a great college football coach because my recruiting tactic, basically I have an assistant coach. I send them around, give everyone the soft pitch. And then whenever they're ready for it, to give me a yes, that's when I hit them hard, going hard. It's like, I'm not looking for no, I'm not looking for maybe. I just give me a fucking yes.
That's the hard sell.
So last year when I wasn't the coach, we had maybe 6 people from our show sign up. We have 21 people on the roster ready to go for when camp starts in a couple weeks. And I actually had one girl ask me, he's like, Brett, are you going to whip us into shape? It's like, no, I expect you to come into camp in shape like professionals. And then we're going to do some conditioning tests and see where everybody's at. So there'll be fines. Look, I want everyone to have fun. It's a beer league, but we will take it seriously. We will fucking die for this if I have my say.
Winning is fun. Winning is the most fun.
Iron is forged in fire, and because of these tough battles we're fighting now, we'll be more victorious later in life. Type shit.
So it's slow pitch softball, right?
Yeah, slow pitch softball beer league.
Dude,
it's just other media companies in the area.
So my first job in college was a cashier at Dick's Sporting Goods in Dallas, Texas, and there was somebody there who played like really high level slow pitch softball. Like they would travel around playing like money tournaments, and he said that the number one skill that you can find is a pitcher who can pitch in such a way where they know exactly where the ball is going to be hit to.
Interesting. So
there's some levels that I'm sure you'll unlock. But I just want to put that up.
I've seen those guys. I've seen some of those professional guys you're talking about on Instagram. Doing the videos with the GoPros and shit like that. It looks sick. I plan on bringing some analytics into the game. We're going to do some exit velo, some bat pip, some FIP. I'm sure we'll be in there. We'll do some shifting.
Spray charts.
Yeah, we'll do some shifting. Yeah. No, but it's gonna be a blast. It's just gonna be fun. I hope. Anyway, last year we only won one game. So if my legacy is anything, we will win more than one. We will win 2 games. God damn it! I will put that on the line, or I will resign. I will throw my fucking clipboard away right now.
I mean, what a spot to come into. The bar is low. The morale is low. Needs a boost of energy.
Sometimes you got to go back to go forward, type shit.
That's right.
Yeah, but it's a good point. Like, I can't wait. Just it's just all about being a leader amongst men and women. Because co-ed, and it's you just got to be able to look them in the eye and say, "Hey, I got your back. Just give me everything. You leave your fucking heart and soul out on the field.
I would die for you." And they'll do the same.
For these next 3 hours, I will die. After that, don't talk to me because we don't know each other like that. But see, so that's the reason why it all kind of leads. What I was saying before kind of leads into this, because now it's every Saturday morning I have to be there, and the other games are Saturday morning. So now we need to find another day to record. So that's going to be tough. It's already
Good luck.
difficult. So it's already been difficult enough trying to figure this out. So yeah, that's another obstacle we have to figure out in this upcoming month. But hey, we'll get there. We'll get there.
It's been a fun run.
I'm not. There's no fun run. There's no fun run. We're gonna figure out how to make it work. It's just I don't know. This might honestly, it might just have to be a solo show. It might just have to be a Brett solo show. I don't know.
Those are my favorite. I wish we could get a Trevor solo. So.
Oh man, a Trevor solo show would do numbies. God, that would be so fun. You know, one thing I realized I do, and I think I've stopped doing it on my broadcasts, but whenever I'm solo, especially when I have a lot of energy, I just fucking talk way too fast. I need to slow it down.
I do that sometimes too.
I just get nervous. Like I don't know. Like, since I don't have anybody in front of me to like nod along, I don't know if I'm capturing anybody's attention. So I just rattle out. You're basically inside my brain at that point. You know what I mean? Because it's basically what my brain does all the time.
Well, what gets me is so I did my first baseball broadcast last week. And like the pace from going straight from basketball to baseball season is a crazy flip, because in basketball, like the tempo is everything. You have to keep up with everything and so many moving pieces. I never feel like I'm talking too fast in basketball because that's how quickly the game goes. But then baseball is the opposite, where like I could spew out 3 sentences and be like, oh shit, now I don't have anything else to say. And they still haven't done anything since I started the spiel.
Yeah.
So gotta deepen. It's a different game.
Yeah. I love baseball though. I think that's kind of where I thrive. I think that's my best, the best sport that I call for sure, without a doubt. Baseball and softball.
I love baseball.
One thing, one point of emphasis I'm trying to make, and we've probably talked about this before, and I keep making sure. I'm like I said, calling games today, so I'm trying to just reinforce it. Trying not to predict what happens, instead just reacting to what happens. If that makes any sense.
Oh, I love predicting what happens.
Well, it's just more of like whenever a play is happening, instead of watching the ground ball go through the middle, I try to anticipate the ground ball going through the middle before it actually happens, and that can but if something that I already have the sentence in my head, it sounds like you trip yourself up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just try not to react, like not obviously take my time, like you said, I try to catch up. Just more of like react instead of
Yeah,
predictive,
especially on TV because they can see the ball go through the middle.
Yeah, true.
The ball goes through the middle and it gets interrupted, and the dumbass fucking broadcaster says it went up the middle.
Yeah,
they're gonna throw firebombs at the TV station.
They should, and as they should. Yeah, it's like if I said "coop" instead of "coup." I had an anchor do that yesterday. I want to bash his fucking skull in.
Have you seen the Newsroom on HBO?
Of course.
That's
actually what I wanted to do. Like that's the reason why I went back to school for a producer. I'm not joking.
That rocks. Is it like it?
Obviously it's a little more dramatized. But yeah, it's very, very similar to kind of what happens whenever breaking news, happens. Like, especially how big it is. You throw out the entire rundown that you've been working on. We use the same system, iNews. So those little beeps you get when you get the alerts, we get the same ones. Yeah, ours is a little different because, well, I guess it's not that different. Because we do. We have the pitch meetings and everything. Yeah, our anchors are very involved in how the thing goes on. Yeah, no, I'd say it's not it's not like a 1-for-1 recreation, but it's pretty damn close to be honest.
So do you do all the news live?
Yeah, Yeah, we're all it's all live. Yeah, we do live 10 to midnight. We on YouTube, National Desk, and then we're on all of our local stations. Like I know we're on in Lincoln, and I know we're on in Omaha. That's the thing. It's like Sinclair owned station, so it doesn't matter. It's like the call letters or the like ABC, Fox, or anything. That doesn't really matter. We're on all of them. It just depends on the market it's in.
I see.
Yeah. It's really cool. My job has been fucking intense. I don't know if you saw that behind the scenes thing, the breaking news behind the scenes thing.
Oh yeah,
that I did for our socials. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot more of that coming. Also, gonna be doing more content breaking down like the intersectionality of politics and sports. Which that's the only way I can get them to let me talk about sports, unfortunately. But like for instance, the FBI teaming up with the UFC. That'll be something I could break down if I wanted to. Just like, you know, our FBI, I always said our FBI agents our country would be more safer if our FBI agents knew the Chuck Liddell spinning back fist. And I'm happy that they'll get the opportunity now. The streets will be cleaner now.
that's right. It's gonna be a safer place.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's interesting. I will say we do a lot more sports stories now that I'm in charge of our live desk and doing the pitching.
Nice.
I've been all in on this predictive market craze, which I don't know if you know anything about.
Yeah, I know there's one of the pillars that is gonna kill our society.
Yeah, it's like very, very real. Yeah. So polymarket Kalshi, like they say it's not gambling because you're buying contracts and you can cash out even without a win, blah blah blah. But it's gambling, and gambling has woven itself into every single fabric of our society, and it's only getting deeper. And it hasn't happened long enough on such a large scale for the long-term studies to come out, but the short-term studies are fucking terrifying, and it's only just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, it's all bad. As somebody who loves gambling and somebody who loves sports, they're both so much worse now than 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And and now it's just everyone's talking about it. I mean, it's kind of like NIL, right? It's just like it's great when it first happens. Like it's like a watershed moment. Finally, this has happened. Players can get paid for all the hard work they've been putting in. It's awesome. It's really tough to disagree with it. Gambling is this multi-billion-dollar industry that can provide a lot for state revenues and everything. But then you really look at it, it's like, well, this is kind of fucked up, actually. You know what I mean? It's like players don't have to honor a contract. Players don't have to honor contracts in the NIL era right now. They can just basically do whatever the fuck they want. Teams are left high and dry in the lurch. They're not valuing their education. They're not valuing, what type of spot they're going to be in. They're not valuing their future. They're really just focused on right here, right now. And with gambling, it's just like, hey, go ahead, bet on the next play. It'll be good for you. It'll be great for you. Is it going to be a run or a pass?
Yeah, we noticed that you haven't put in any bets in a while. Why don't we give you a freebie back on us just to sink you back in?
Yep. And and it turns out more and more kids are being and this story is fresh because I pitched it last night. We ran it last night, but more and more kids, younger people are getting involved in betting despite the age verification issues. They're getting past it, and I think 7% of people who gamble under 18 have reported gambling addictions, and children as young as 13 are being treated for gambling addiction. And that's just fucking insane to me. And it's just going to keep being a problem.
It's a problem. And there's no way to avoid it because they're in bed with every sports league on earth.
Yes. Yep. Every league has a partner. Even MLB just, signed up to have Polymarket be their, predictive market partner. And mind you, this is just 6 months after they had 3 pitchers be indicted on gambling on their own fucking games. So, yeah, I'm sure that'll be good.
What a disaster.
Yeah. Yep. It's
I've just made peace with nothing's ever going to be as good as it used to be.
Well, see, that's their dad's talking. You can't think like that.
No, it's all downhill. We were at the Hastings Museum, which has a Kool-Aid exhibit. And we were going through the history of Kool-Aid and just the innovation that they had, which something like containers and flavors. You get that innovation today. You just get the Kool-Aid pouch, smaller pouch than they've ever been, for more money than you've ever spent. And instead, you could have gotten the squeeze top pop where you squeeze it, pops off, and then you get the Kool-Aid. Nothing's ever going to be like that again. It's all over. It's all downhill. It's all minimalistic, late stage capitalist bullshit. That's what we're here for. Maybe I do sound like an old man. Yeah, that laugh. I was like, no. I'm cooking. I promise. And then I'm like, oh, I'm just yelling at clouds now.
Yep. I will say this is also lost from last night. Iowa State losing. I actually take more joy in that than Nebraska losing. If I'm being completely honest with you.
What a bad week to be a good guy. I mean, boy, it's just talk about the worst people that you know getting to dance on your grave.
Hey, dudes, you know, sometimes you got it, you know, and yeah, we got it. We got the juice.
What a disaster. This is also bad.
Also worth noting, Hannah Hidalgo dropping a 31-point triple-double in the tournament yesterday. Awesome for Notre Dame. I don't know if you know ball like that. We know Hannah Hidalgo, but she a beast.
I know I was not in the tournament anymore.
Yeah, they got trounced by Virginia. I watched that game. Speaking of, though, you know, there's every single star athlete Iowa's ever had has commented on Iowa's Elite Eight run except for
Caitlin Clark. She fucking hates Iowa.
Yeah,
she hates her time there in Iowa, in Eastern Iowa so much. She was like, I want nothing to do with this.
Yeah, she wish she would have went to Nebraska. Certainly, I'm sure of it. But you didn't, and you know, the WNBA has a new CBA because of it. Because you know, if she wasn't there, they'd still be making $100,000 a year, and I truly believe that.
I think they should have been making more than $100,000 before she got there.
I don't disagree, but now, I mean, the jump, I guess, in salary is nice for them because I think
they call it the Angel Reese effect.
Sure.
The WNBA is fascinating to me because you would like the way that like NBA players embrace players like Wemby and Ant, and like there's just such a different energy with the veterans, and I get it because they're like, we've been doing this shit at this high level for years now. Nobody's giving a shit until this weird Iowan girl comes into the league. I mean, I respect it a little bit because I'm a Caitlin Clark hater, but at the same time, like this is very fascinating to watch.
I think that it's going to shift because you're right. There's animosity there because, you know, like, yeah, we've been doing it for so long. You know, Ionescu, she's been one of the best players in the league. Kelsey Plum, one of the best players in the league. You know, not getting the same amount of shine as these young bucks. And I think that's where the shift starts is like, you know, with probably this generation, because like there's not going to be that chip on the shoulder moving forward. So as these older players kind of retire and move on, and as these younger players get older and more people come into the league, I think that's when, you know, the celebration that you're talking about. I think that's when it starts.
Well, and that was the fact. I'm surprised that the CBA got done as quickly as it did because it sounded like the veterans were trying to get like one last cash grab, and the young players like we're the ones who are bringing in the attention and the revenue.
Mm-hmm.
Like you had your shine. Like now and I guess it came to a middle ground in some way. I don't know.
Well, no, like they negotiated for like 2 years. Like it almost didn't get done. Like there was almost a lockout.
I was sure there was going to be a lockout.
They actually spent, I want to say, 40 hours over the span of 4 days negotiating, like several overnight sessions throughout the week to get it done. So I don't know what happened in that room. I don't know. Like when you're sitting there negotiating, I've never negotiated anything that big. Actually, I don't think I've ever negotiated anything other than salary and lost every single time. But what do you talk about for 16 hours? Like you just can't come to an agreement on. Like, you know what I mean? Like
I gotta imagine like, well, we want 30% rev share. Well, here's 10. Well, okay, how about 20? Okay, great. Like, how does that last for 10 hours?
it's like, no, we want 30. Well, we want 10. Well, we want 30. Well, we want 10.
Or like, we want
at the first 4 hours, and he's like, okay, fine, 29.
We want private travel. No, please. No,
still
please. Pretty please. Okay, fine. You can have private travel on. Like, how does this?
Yes, I don't know what they were talking about in there, but they eventually got the deal done, and I think it's going to be good for the league moving forward. Is it? I see it was a 7-year deal with an opt out after the 7th year, or an 8-year deal with an opt out after 7 for the players.
That sounds about right.
That sounds pretty standard, huh? WNBA.
Look at us, the
CBA.
world's leading WNBA experts.
Dude, I mean, honestly, we do a lot of WNBA stuff because of me on the show, so I've kind of been all over it.
I mean, I think if I wasn't on the show, you wouldn't actually talk about the NBA at all, or women in general in a good light.
Whoa.
You're the most misogynistic podcast of all time.
Well, yeah. Well, if Tyler Sprinkle was here, he would definitely he would squash this in a heartbeat. It'll run through 2032, so 4 + 2, it's 6 years. 7-year agreement. Okay,
You're close enough.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's all I have, and I need to take a poop and also get ready for this game. So unless you got something, unless you have something burning off the top of your brain.
The Bachelorettes and Chinese buffets. It's all I was on my list.
Yeah, dude, that fucking rocks. Actually, I might have to take a page out of that book, see what happens.
I mean, if it feels bad in the moment, this feels like the most fattest thing I'll ever do. But then, like, the joy overwhelms the shame.
Well, I feel like when you got a kid, and I know Cortland's great. We love Cortland. Shout out Cortland, the boy. It's like you got to take the moment. You got to take the moments by yourself when you can. So it's just like that was just one of those like Zen moments, you know.
You see, but I do a good job of doing that. But I was like, okay, because I was going to go to Jimmy John's. I'm like, well, I can get unlimited food at a buffet for $2 more than a chips, drink, and sandwich meal. Let's give that a go.
Yes, it's like you're just being economical.
Yeah.
Be losing money if you didn't do it that way.
So now I'm worried that that's going to be all that I do. So I got to tone it down. We'll do it Friday afternoons.
Oh, Nebraska's on fire still. How do you talk?
Oh, dude, that's been nuts. That's been crazy. Yeah, Nebraska's on fire. Not as much on fire as it was previously. The big ones, the Morrill fire, and the Cottonwood fire, are all contained. Then there's a couple of other, I want to say smaller fires because they're smaller in comparison, but they're still like 30,000 acres.
Yeah.
Just up in flames. So that's been nuts. They sent me out to one of the fires last Tuesday or Wednesday just to do some feature pieces. And it is spooky. It is spooky just driving through these roads and just everything's burnt. Everything's gone. And I did ultimately end up on several roads that were closed that I shouldn't have been on, but that's Big J journalism for you.
It's gonna go where the story is, you know?
That's right.
Yeah, it's crazy. We've been covering it too. And to your point, like, 30,000 acres seems like a lot. I'm not pitching it unless it's 100,000 though. So like, we've covered the Nebraska fires before because it's always nice to dance on Nebraska's grave, especially when it's fucking literally burning it out. But it obviously not to overgloss the fact that there has been, I think, one person died in the Morrill fire.
Yep.
At least there's been several injuries. So glad they're finally getting it contained. It's been almost over a month at this point. I want to say. And the weather has not done you guys any favors. It's been dry. It's been windy.
Yeah, still hot. Still super fucking windy.
Yeah. Crazy stuff. Well, all right. Great show. Great podcast. This isn't live, right? You're gonna put it out tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, please enjoy, subscribe, take a listen. What other shows are you guys doing? I noticed you guys haven't done Cornhusker Connection in a while. Yeah,
we've been on a hiatus with the new work schedule. It hasn't been very conducive because now my day ends at like noon, but everybody else has jobs.
Yeah.
So then because I have to get up so early, by the time they're done and ready for recording, I'm in bed. So it's a process.
Yeah. I feel like that's kind of all of our shows right now, trying to figure out how to balance the schedule. Hey, you people don't come for us for the consistency; they come to us for the content. They come to us for the takes, and that's what we got in abundance.
We're like a little sweet treat, treating yourself to an Asian buffet on a Friday afternoon.
Impromptu, just say, you know what, I'm going to do this right now. But we appreciate everyone's support. Appreciate everyone listening. Peace.
Big man blast stories, big man blast stories, big man blast stories, big man blast stories, big man blast